Welcome back, everybody. This is Ed, and this is Let's Cook It. It's been a few days since I've been able to make a video. I was going to make one yesterday, but we got into some stuff and did some errands, and I didn't really want to get a video out too late. So I decided to wait till today. It's Monday morning, June 29th. Okay, so this recipe that I'm going to make today, it's just really something that I kind of made up in my head. And kind of started with a dream. The other night, I guess I was having a dream about cooking some food, and one of the couple of the ingredients was cheese and ground meat. So I thought, wow, let's expand on that. So what I'm going to call this is Dream Casserole. Maybe I'll start a trend. And this is the ingredients, and I'm going to read them to you. A bag of the frozen potatoes O'Brien, the Rotel tomatoes that come in a can. I got the Kroger brand. I'm going to use 2 cans of those. I used 2 of these small cans of the green chilies, Kroger brand. Taco cheese. This right here, it's got the nacho and taco flavoring in it. Mexican style blend. And queso cheese. All right, so I've already got some of the prep work done, and I'm going to put the camera down here so you can see what I've done so far. I've already browned the potatoes. I did those outside on the flat grill. Yeah, flat grill. Yeah, I guess that's what you call it. Anyway, so I did this, and I've already got my meat mixture made up. I'm going to slide this dish over here so you can see this. Also, I did use about 1.5 packets of the taco seasoning mix because of the cheese with the flavoring in it already. So, all right. So what I did, I browned the meat and the tomatoes and the green chilies together and just got them cooked down so it's got a little bit of liquid in it, and I did not use water. I used water or the juice from the tomatoes. So what I'm going to do now is just sprinkle some cheese on top of these potatoes. And this is the nacho and taco blend. I have an audience, as always. Nelson's over there. He's wanting some of this cheese. Don't worry, he'll get some of that. Let's kind of get both of those in a shot if we can. Now let's just layer in some of this meat mixture here. I thought I was going to have to use a bigger pan, but I don't know. You don't get a whole lot of potatoes in those bags, you know what I mean? I had a great big pan out there, and I thought, well, this is just going to be way too big for the recipe. Now let's try some of the Mexican style blend cheese. Sprinkle that on there. Oh, some of the cheese went on the floor. And Eddie got some of that cheese that went on the floor. So we're going to put some more meat on top of this. I think what we'll do, let's go ahead and add the rest of it and then put the queso cheese on top of the meat mixture. Let's just put that in there. Now, everything is cooked. It just has to get hot enough to melt the cheese. And I'm going to use that little oven that I use in the background. I'm not going to heat up the large oven for that. Now what I'm going to do is add the quesadilla cheese. Just put the whole bag on. Spread it out. And I guess you can add some more cheese if you want to. But I'm not. I think it's going to be cheesy enough. Can you believe I said that? Okay. So I'm just going to pop this in to a little oven back there, probably about 15 or 20 minutes. Just make sure the cheese gets nice and melted. We'll take it out. We'll try it, see how this turned out. The dream casserole. Will it be a dream or will it be a nightmare? Be back in just a little bit. Well, everybody, the dream casserole just came out of that little oven back there. I let it cook for about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, I'd say, just to get the cheese melted. Now, as I mentioned before, everything is done. The potatoes were fried. Already browned the meat with the tomatoes and the green chilies in there, and just layered it. Okay, moment of truth, time. Let's put the camera down here so we can see it. There it is, the finished product. Okay. Let's move that bowl over here. Kind of get it in the shot. Well, so far I think it looks pretty good. It isn't real soupy like I thought it was going to be. Of course, there is a little bit of juice down in there. I did let this cook or simmer for about 5 or 6 minutes to get some of that liquid evaporated, because I didn't really want it to be really runny. I'm going to push this back. I didn't really want it to be runny with those potatoes in there. That's why I browned the potatoes first, so they wouldn't just be put in there frozen, and I think it would be kind of mushy if you did it that way. All right, so let's get a bite of this, see what we think. Cool it down a little bit. Hold up. Well, I'll tell you what, I really like this. I think it turned out very well. I used a lower sodium taco mix because that stuff does tend to be a little bit salty. And like I said, I used a packet and a half. I didn't want to have it too overpowering with that. There's a little bit of a bite to this, and I don't know if that's from the green chilies or the Kroger brand Rotel-ish tomatoes. Is that lettering backwards? I don't know. Anyway, it's not spicy. And I wouldn't even say it's got a little bit of heat, just a little bit of kick. That's what we're going to call it. Let's have another bite. There you go. If you wanted to, I think you could just use the diced tomatoes in a can that aren't seasoned, and then add your own seasoning to taste. And I think the addition of the potatoes O'Brien, because it got the green peppers, the onions, and the red peppers in there, not only does it give it a little bit of color, I do think it gives it a little bit of a nicer taste. Another bite. All right. The meat that I used, and I don't know if I said this or not, ground turkey, a pound of that, and a pound of, not the Italian sausage, just ground pork, I guess. I used 2 pounds of meat, and that's why, man, I'm struggling today. Hang on just a second, folks. 2 pounds of meat for this recipe. I think that is going to be great. Didn't want to get ground beef because it's really expensive right now. Ground turkey is probably a healthier option for you because it's less fat. And the ground sausage that I got, or the ground pork, it didn't really have a lot of fat in it, so I didn't really have to drain it. So anyway, all right. Dream casserole. I'll put the recipe in the description. Let me know what you think about this. And as always, if you have any recipe ideas, let me know. And anything you want me to cook, let me know. Send me a message. This, that, and whatever. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. That helps the channel out, and it lets me know people are watching my videos. I also want to mention that on Friday, this past Friday, Rich and I went to see LeAnn Rimes in concert, and it was a phenomenal show. She's got one of the best voices out there, we think. That's our opinion. And she sounds as good live as she does on her recordings. An absolutely amazing performance. Definitely would like to see her again if she ever comes back to the area. And for those of you who have seen LeAnn Rimes in concert and are a fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to get a little bit of this in a bowl for Rich to try, and a little bit for the dogs to try too. You know, they're my harshest critics, but they seem to like everything I cook. Everybody, have a wonderful day. I think it's going to be sunny here, so that means I'm going to get outside, work on my tan, maybe get some things done around the house before that. I'm not sure. Maybe run an errand or two in the morning, which is now, to get back so I can enjoy the rest of my day. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And everybody, take care. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be kind and good. And as always, I'll see you next time on Let's Cook It. Bye for now.